Hey guys, what's up? I'm Stormchild.
I'm Phil.
And yes, this is truly the moment. I've never thought that would ever happen, that we will talk about the Dark Passion Play album of Nightwish.
All thanks to you is.
Yeah, because...
You're to blame.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks to you. And also the other guy.
Yeah, Auri something, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but...
We do read the comments.
Yes, of course.
So leave comments.
Yeah, and we're so thankful for that.
Yeah.
For the huge comments. Because that really means that you're watching our videos. And
you watch them through, actually.
That is really great.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if you agree or disagree. Because that is what it's all about. Just to share opinions.
Yeah, and opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one.
Yeah, absolutely. If not, that would be very sad and would be very...
Shit out of your mouth, that happens from time to time.
Yeah.
It's like verbal diarrhea.
Yeah, absolutely. The funny thing is, the album came out in 2007, sometimes in September, I think. And I think the first time we met ever was in December 2007.
Yeah.
Sometimes around that, yeah. And yeah, at that time we don't know each other. But we talking about Nightwish, I think...
Well, first and foremost, we were talking about making music.
Yeah, making music. But the Nightwish theme came...
Pretty quickly.
Quickly, because we are music lovers. And it was just like, have you heard the new Nightwish record? And he was just like...
Yeah, I heard it. It's shit. That was my reaction in a nutshell.
It was more like, no, I don't want to listen to it because it has a new singer.
Really?
It was more like that.
Okay.
It was more like that. And that was opinion that was all around a lot at this time. And I understand it, honestly, because it was a difficult time, definitely. And yeah, because there were so many changes when 2005 Nightwish announced that they have a breakup with Taya. Mm-hmm. And there was a new album coming and a new singer, of course. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it was a difficult time.
It was.
Definitely, I think also as a songwriter, because we all know that Thomas has written this album without knowing who will be the singer. And I think that...
And it shines through.
It's the most difficult thing ever.
Yeah.
If you don't know really who the singer is. I think he has an idea how the new singer would sound like.
I doubt it. Quite frankly, I doubt it. Because in some songs you can clearly tell that her voice fit perfectly, and on other songs, you can clearly tell that he didn't have the idea in mind of who was singing it, who was supposed to sing it in the first place. No, really, in some songs you can clearly tell that he didn't have any clue where to go with it. And, it's contradicting. If you have songs that work perfectly fine with her voice and others that totally don't, in my opinion at least, it's some songs he had a voice in mind, yes, but come on, why did that vary so much?
I think the main idea was really like the songs should sound like they didn't fit to Taya. It was, I think the idea was like...
Well, there's one song at least that would have fit her voice perfectly.
Yeah, I think that is height. We turn back to German.
Thumbs up, leave likes.
Absolutely. We turn back to German because it's so difficult.
Leave likes for lisps and
German. We were
words.
talking like 3 hours in German, so it's really difficult to turn out in English. But I think the main idea was like just
make it different.
Make it different
for the sake of making it different.
We don't need Taya. I, as Thomas, don't need Taya. We don't need Taya. And I think that was the main idea, to just have a new sound for Nightwish. That also the decision to have the new singer was like, she has to be the complete opposite of Taya. I don't know, but when you
I'm honestly over that. It's like I don't give a shit anymore. It's like back in the day there were rumors about copyright issues with Daydream that Thomas supposedly was claiming the rights for, just in case he would have completely given up on Nightwish and would have made a project with male vocals only, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
You know all that good jazz.
Absolutely.
And so all of that is long gone by now. And honestly, I don't care about it anymore. That's the reason why I could actually listen to this album now. And I don't even want to go back to that place where I'm actually caring about what or what his thoughts were going into the songwriting process of this record. Because
Yeah, but
at the end, this is the result. This is the result.
But I think the way he writes the song to this point is also, in a way, very important. And yeah, that is the thing why the song sound like they sound.
Of course.
And so it's we all know the story of Nightwish. So I know what you're talking about. And I don't know what. Don't want to talk about the singers and all the idea also, but we have just to visit this album at this point, and that is 30 years ago.
Well, I didn't.
Yes,
Back in the day, I just didn't.
Yeah, but that is the thing that that we just have to put it in the review. That Thomas was 13 years younger at this time and had this thing with Taya going on, and that is a thing that is on the album that you can
really,
yeah.
I never would have guessed that.
Yeah, but also, the funny story is, or it's not really a funny story, but Dark Passion Play was released in September 2007. It was finished also, I think, in March 2007, and they haven't brought it out because they don't want to start the promotional touring with the festival season. Because there were so many people, and they want just that, and let's start with the North America tour, where just smaller venues and everything. I totally understand it because
fair enough, man.
Yeah, because she just needed to have this practice, more
grow
or less.
into it.
Yeah, but I understand it completely that they have released it after the festival season.
Yeah,
because it would be really hard to
stand in front of a crowd like
80,000 or something like Wacken, because we all know what happened to the Fintroll singer.
Yeah, man.
He puked all over the stage because he was so frightened, and yeah, that's
which is a charming story. Come on, you gotta love him for that.
Absolutely.
You need to have balls of steel to go out on a stage
for the first time,
the first time ever in front of 80,000 people, puke all over the stage, and still perform like. Crazy. So
I totally understand as a decision at that time because I think after Taya it was nearly impossible to get the attention of the fans because it was so a shocking moment.
True, and I was one of those motherfuckers who didn't show any love or interest.
Yeah.
Which in hindsight I regret a bit because. Spoiler alert, the album is not half as bad as I remember it to be. It's still not the best Nightwish album out there.
No.
But I was doing the singer not awfully wrong, but I was doing her wrong.
You haven't give her a chance.
I didn't give her a chance, no.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem, yeah.
And I think many people haven't.
But, I mean, come on, it's not only the voice, it's the songwriting too.
Absolutely.
Maybe because of those reasons you named earlier, like not knowing where to go with the songs because he didn't have a voice in mind clearly, or whatever the fuck it was. I don't know. So this album has issues still to this day. Yeah. It's never gonna be my favorite Nightwish record.
Me too. Yeah.
But you know, again, it's not half as bad as I remember it to be.
No, we just listen through it again as before. Yeah, before every review, because we would just have to experience once again to.
Especially since I don't know this album in and out by now.
Yeah.
Because again, you made me do it.
Yeah, but thank you for that.
Listen to this album. So yeah, I don't know the album in and out. So maybe I have some gaps here and there while talking about this album, and you're gonna fill in my blanks. just remind me of the song because I don't remember the titles.
I try to help you, of course. Yeah, but I never thought in a million years that we do an album review for this album together.
I never thought we would ever talk about this album ever again.
Yeah, because for me it was a hard time because also that was the time we created our first band. And I have some ideas, and I can remember there was one song on the album I was just to show you the feeling, and I thought, yeah, I have a song.
Which song was it?
I think that was the beginning of Whoever Brings the Night with the choir in the back, with just the guitar riff. And I was just like, I want to have a feeling like that. And you were just like, I don't want to hear this shit from the new Nightwish album. I was just like,
sorry.
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, that was really that moment.
I'm a stubborn fuck, and I was back in the day, but I was younger and dumber, and
yeah, that is so many years ago. So
yeah,
I totally understand it. So, but it's surprised that we actually gonna do this video because I never thought, even when we started this 4 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago with the Angel first album. I think in the very first video we talked about that maybe 1 or 2 videos I will be here alone. But I'm glad that you are here and
surprise, motherfuckers!
Gave this album a chance after all these years.
Yeah.
And I think many people will appreciate that. You
hopefully, if you do appreciate that, leave likes, subscribe to the channel, and all that good jazz. We should bring that up earlier in the video because nobody watches those videos through except our favorite dudes.
I think
so
we also
like, subscribe, leave comments.
After 10 minutes, I think it also reaches. So I think we start with the album, but there are so many things going on, so we have to talk about that. Of course, a thing that is really a curious thing. I've never done a reaction video for The Poet and the Pendulum. That is really surprising because that is a song that many people want to see a reaction to, but I've never done that. I've done a lot of Nightwish reactions.
I'll give you my reaction.
And that is not true to the whole song.
that
would be a lie. That would be a lie.
Yeah, it's a big fat lie.
Would be a lie. Because The Poet and the Pendulum, I can remember hearing it the first time because it was it was not the first experience to hear Annette's voice. Because that was Eva, but we will come to that a bit later. But it was one of the first experience with Annette's voice, and I liked the start of the song. I can remember, it started with this young boy singing, and many people were guessing that this was the new female voice.
Okay, that's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. But that at that time is because nobody was knew how the new vocals would sound.
Yeah,
like.
but this boy singing, or is it actually singing? Well,
yeah, but
that is something that I really thoroughly dislike because the lyrics are written about Thomas in third person, which I found to be very, like, now, actually giving this album a chance. But this annoys me, that it sounds so self-centered, if you will. Like,
yeah, I also knew that in The Poet and the Pendulum, in the middle part, the boy sings again. Maybe
it's in the middle part.
Yeah, but they had to change the lyrics because the lyrics were too harsh or something. That underage boy can sing it, or pronounce it, or whatever. They would just have to change the lyrics because it was too suicidal or something. Curious story, but the funny thing is that in the first listing there were a lot of people who were just like thinking, okay, that's the new voice of Nightwish. That's a bit funny.
It is.
But I can remember
funny.
I can remember some comments because that was the time the internet was a bit growing also in this thing.
Well, YouTube came out in 2007.
Yeah.
So
2005 I think already, but in 2007.
Well, it grew big in 2007.
Yeah. And that was funny because nobody would, it was just like curious. And also a funny thing is that Annette had blonde hair before the new Nightwish album came out, and Nightwish told her to dye her hair black, that it wasn't too hot in the metal scene. And I,
Ugh, come
yeah,
on,
yeah.
it's-
And
Okay.
I don't know if this story is really true, but I believe it because in the end of Nightwish, Annette had blonde hair again. Because it was just like, he had her stand in the band, and it was just like, oh, it's okay to turn to blonde again.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, but
I mean, especially if you're thinking back to the history of metal, like 80s metal, female singers, whatever, they were all blonde.
Yeah.
Go on, like Lita Ford, for example. I mean, she was the brat of rock and roll. Or you name it, they all were blonde. Like Doro Pesch. Yeah.
Our German metal queen. Yeah! I love her. I absolutely love her. He's not. But I
Whoa,
love her.
hey, whoa.
No, your girlfriend hates her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My girlfriend once told me if I ever wanted to break up with her, all I needed to do was gift her a Doro CD. Then she would know what's up, and we would just
Doro is
play.
great.
Yeah, I mean, at least live she is.
Live
I don't
she's-
enjoy listening to the records too
I
much.
haven't
but
heard
live,
that. Live, she's kicking
Yeah,
ass.
man.
Still, I have seen her.
more powerful on stage than any other given young
Absolutely.
blood band. Like it's just.
I have seen her last year in Tuttling on Hornbergsommer with Mia. Maybe you saw a concert review that was really funny. Oh my god, we were so drunk, but the video was. Really
Anyways, Nightwish.
then I poured in the pendulum. Yeah.
Well, Poet and the Pendulum, to make a long story short, the song is too long and should have been shorter.
But
like especially the last, let's say, 5 to 7 minutes.
yeah, it's 5 minutes. But let's talk a bit more about the beginning of the song, because I talked about that voice, but the main melody is great.
Yeah.
That is a great intro to a song because it feels really big. Also with the orchestration,
Yeah.
it's really great.
But it feels too wanted.
That's the problem of the whole album and the whole.
They were trying really hard.
Yeah, I think that was the time when Thomas just was just like after
In
Taya,
your face.
he has to give everything and wanted to write the best thing possible and everything. And of course, that is not the best idea because he just have to fail a bit because it is too
Did he
hard.
just say this album is a failure? Did he just say that?
Yeah.
It wasn't me, it was him.
Yeah, that's true. No, just from the idea, because the pressure was too high, I think. The pressure was so high, because there were so many also metal magazines at this time. They have, it was not the internet world. Metal magazines have a huge impact on with reviews
for sure.
and everything. So the
sure.
pressure was
Much more
extremely
than it is
high with a new singer and a new song. So he has really to deliver. And maybe that was a bit the problem, that he wants to reach the level
but
too
again,
high.
it's just like, why would you open up an album with a 13-minute track that has so much in it and it feels like it's gonna come to an end like at least 2 times, and then when the end finally arrives, you're like, oh, what? That was it? It's like.
That's the problem. The ending of the song is a problem. So
so
in this song, overall, there are great parts.
Yeah.
There are absolutely great parts.
If you listen to them separately, they're really awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
But mashed together, it's just.
Yeah, I also can remember. It's really that 10 minutes mark that cut off the song. And it was also on the live shows. It was just like there was the.
Did they cut it off?
Yeah, they really cut it off in some way. Because it was just like Thomas also have this theatrical moment like this when the pendulum just crossed his neck or something, and there were just so red things coming from the stage. That was pretty cool effect, I have to say. And then the last part kicked in, and it was just really like, okay, the last part is in.
Well, if it was a separate track on the record,
exactly that.
Just give me the opportunity to jump to this part separately, and I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
It's just that it has to be one song. Well, it worked with different songs in the past, but it surely does not work with this one.
Yeah, because also on the live tour, they haven't played it as number one, of course.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Yeah, I think that was track number 5 or something in the set list, which was very surprising.
Too early.
Because I thought it was more like before the encore.
Yeah.
That I have placed this at this point.
Yeah.
Because
Would've made sense, yeah.
it would make sense also because of this slow ending.
Yeah.
And then they come back like with a Ghost Love score or something after the encore.
Yeah.
Something like that. But it was track number 5 or 6. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I was on the tour at this time and it was something really in the beginning. I was absolutely surprised. But in this song they have great effects and powers and something so that works live.
We're talking album.
Yeah, we're talking about album, but I have this in mind and I have to tell you the story anyway. But Poet and the Pendulum, it was, what was mutig, again the English word. Courageous decision to do that as the number 1 on the album. Definitely, you have to...
Yeah, well, you call it courageous or daring or whatever, but I just call it plain wrong.
But
it was the wrong decision.
But it is difficult to put to place this song on a different.
Again, it's just.
Yeah,
the song is not the
that
best song.
Yeah, but that is also the problem with a whole track list on the album. So it's really hard to decide.
It's shuffled.
Yeah, it's really hard to decide who track is on which number.
Yeah.
And that I think was also the problem to put this song in a place because I think that is the most important song for him as a songwriter and the whole theme.
But to me as a listener, it's not.
That's the problem. Yeah, but
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
I know everybody loves the song, but I just don't.
Yeah, no, I.
It's not that I hate the song or anything.
Yeah,
I just don't love it.
I like the song. I think that is for me. I like the song. I can say it definitely. I like the song. Not every part. Especially
I can listen to it without wanting to hang myself, but
yeah. But it's a good song, and maybe I should do a reaction, and then you can tell your thoughts, especially about that.
I think it would be better.
Yeah.
Tell him that you want his reaction without this sucker telling him that no, this song is not that great after all. So speaking of songs that are great,
yeah, Bye Beautiful.
Captain Obvious strikes again.
Yeah, but also I like the title, of course, of the song, especially of the entire song era. Bye Beautiful is a great name for a song. It's for me, it was just like when you just saw the tracklist for the upcoming album and you just read Bye Beautiful. It was just like,
what was that?
Yeah, and that is great, and I absolutely understand it that you just have to have a song like this on the album. It's just like it's a bit. For me, too much, just because of the title, because, I understand him,
But hey, dude, I like this song a lot, especially the pre-chorus, which turns the chorus into a kind of letdown, because it's only bye, beautiful. Alright, but the pre-chorus is just fucking great.
Yeah.
And, I mean, after, I think, the 3-minute mark it's enough already.
Yeah.
So it's going on for a little too long, in my opinion. But generally speaking, especially when you're not consciously listening to the song, but let it play while you're doing something else, the song works perfectly fine. And this pre-chorus gets you every time. It's getting you.
Yeah, I also like the verses of the song because they're beautiful. That was also the opening track for the Dark Passion Play tour. I can remember.
Well, what a surprise!
What a surprise! Yeah, because I haven't knew that they will play at the first thing because I thought they wouldn't play Poet and the Pendulum as the opening track. But
But still, what does this main keyboard melody remind me of? It's like if you can give me any hints. It sounds so familiar, but I can't point my finger to what it sounds like.
Yeah, for me, it reminds me of Alpenglow from Animals Farm.
No, I mean but, something from television or the movies or something. I don't know, from the 80s probably. It reminds me of something like really bad, but I can't wrap my head around it.
Yeah, but so as I told, also I have done a live version for this video. It was blocked after Waze 3 months ago. It was I have put it on my reaction channel, and 3 months later they blocked it. And it was just like, how the hell they really looked what videos are up? I don't know. I don't get it. Yeah, because I hate the official video. I also told that.
I don't know the official
because that was so awful. I know you like the videos and you have nothing against the model ladies, and I understand you what your point is. So I'm watching again.
We get you.
Absolutely. But I still don't like it, but it doesn't matter for this. And then we come to a song that is really surprising, because we're talking about Amaranth, the very first official single and video for this album. That was the time we haven't knew each other. I just know the story. A friend told me that, he was just watching TV, and this song was on TV, because that was really a success in Germany also. And he was joining his place and was just like, what the hell is this? This is such a crap. And he was telling just like, that's a new Nightwish single. And he was just like, what the fuck? This is Nightwish. I hate Nightwish from now.
Oh, well, that I didn't say. I didn't say I hate
Something like
Nightwish
that.
from now on. But I was infuriated by how crappy this song was.
Yeah.
Because it was just plain pop music. At least in my opinion back in the day. But hey, it turns out it's one of my favorite songs of this record. And that doesn't mean that this record is shit, as I used to call it back in the day. But no, it's just a good song.
And that is really surprising. I've never thought that I ever heard this comment from your mouth.
But I totally get why they chose it to be the single, because again, it's very popish. And that is not a bad thing, you know.
It has to be after Nemo as well.
Exactly.
If
it gets stuck in your ear, it's a good single. And since you brought up Nemo, it has similarities, like structure-wise, and so it's just it's a well-written song. And by now I know what threw me off so hard about the song, hearing it the first time, and with this album in general, that vocal arrangements usually, with Nightwish at least, tend to go to a higher harmony. Yeah. Like when a harmony voice kicks in, it's usually like a third higher or something. And with this song in particular, it stood out to me that they chose a lower harmony voice, which really threw me off, because my ears just weren't tuned in for that back then. But now that I've grown accustomed to it, like listening to this album for a couple of times, it works. It works.
It's a good song.
It's a good song.
Yeah. Absolutely. So it's not one of my favorites, but I can still listen to it.
Well, on this record, it is one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I have to agree. It's also a song I prefer, definitely the album version to live versions nowadays.
Oh, I can only imagine.
Yeah, because it's, I think, also a difficult song to sing.
Oh, yeah.
Also for Annette Overflow or for anyone, I think it's just a difficult
just
song.
Back and forth between high and low.
And I think it's just a difficult song to sing.
Yeah.
So
no doubt about that.
But it was just a cool first single, just to introduce Annette. I know for many people it was a shocking moment, just
for
to
me
hear Nightwish in that way. And with her vocals...
Well, back in the day, I didn't experience it as Nightwish in that way.
Yeah.
It was just a departure from what I was so used to after listening to Nightwish for years. So I couldn't accept that as part of their catalog. And I completely shut down, blocked off the rest of the album, because I was in shock.
Yeah, because I also remember I was on, of course, the Dark Passion Play tour, I think for 3 concerts. And... the first concert was in Stuttgart in the Slayer Hall, and there were really people are just sitting on the stairs crying after the concert, like, this is not Nightwish anymore. It was just really like that. It was that hard. For me, it didn't felt this, because I enjoyed the concert. And I was open-minded. It was just like, I'm happy that I was so open-minded. I really am happy. And I was just go to the concert and was just like, oh yeah, I'm going to see Nightwish, and it doesn't matter who's the singer is. It was just like the feeling that, and I'm so glad, because there were so many fans that they were so disappointed and really like they were crying.
Well, that you know me. I wouldn't have cried. I would have cursed and
Yeah,
yelled
absolutely. But there were more sensitive people who were just like emotional, like.
Dude, I was emotionally connected.
Yeah,
to Nightwish.
I know, absolutely.
So
we talked about that in the other videos. If you have 5 hours time, you can watch our other videos.
do it.
Yeah, but it was just like a strange feeling because for me the concept wasn't bad or something. It was something new, of course. And for me, she did a great job because it felt okay because I haven't heard something bad or something. It was just like
It was just different.
it was just different, and I didn't know what to think about that also at that time because it was the first time hearing in that live, and it was a different experience, of course. But I just accepted that. It was just like, okay, this is Nightwish now, and that was okay for me. But for many fans, it wasn't. Also, I think Europe wasn't so bad. I think also South America was very bad. It was just like this in the first audience. In the first row.
First row.
Yeah, and I think that is really
He
hard.
didn't want to flick you off.
Yeah, but
he was just trying to make a point.
but I think that is really hard also for her because it's hard after Tanya era to be a
that
Nightwish
poor
singer.
girl. I mean, come
Yeah.
on. She couldn't never ever have lived up to the hype.
Yeah,
It's impossible.
yeah,
But again, I was one of those morons
Yeah.
that did her wrong. But again, I'll never be the biggest fan of this album in particular. But again, it's not as bad as I, claimed it to be.
yeah.
And not even the next track. I know
Yeah.
that you don't like the chorus of the next
Yeah,
track. Sorry, I have to look at the title.
Cadence of her last breath.
Last breath?
Last breath.
Cadence of her last breath.
That's really hard for a German. It's just like. And the funny thing, I used that before that song came out. You know the track I've done on my first album?
For sure, but I don't remember it from the top of my head.
Sex Visions of a Teenage Fool. I used that in the intro.
That was a song title. Of the song
and I used this idea and this, and I've written that song in 2005, and this song came out in 2007. So I was the first guy who used this effect.
Probably not the first.
No, but that was also a
Anyways.
thing. I just appreciate that because it was so cool when I just heard that. It was just like, yeah, this is a great idea because I have it first. Thomas Holopainen. I know you don't watch it, so it doesn't matter anyway. If you're watching,
Hi.
hi. First, hi, and
If anyone is watching,
but I had the idea first, so. No, I'm just kidding. Of
Cadence of her last breath.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Just had to check back.
I also have a little funny story for that because
Bring it.
you know Mike,
Yeah.
our special friend.
Jabba.
If you're watching, hi Mike.
He won't be watching. He doesn't understand a word of English.
Doesn't matter if you're watching. Hi Mike. We missed you some way. In some way. Yeah. So that was the only time I was on an album release party.
All right.
That was for Dark Passion Play in the Rockfabrik Ludwigsburg. It doesn't exist anymore, which is really a shame. Because clubs are dying, especially nowadays. And yeah, so it was officially a Nightwish release party. So Nuclear Blast is away, I think, 40 kilometers. So, and they were the recording, record label. And so I thought, okay, this is going to be more or less a used thing because they were just near and have some kind of stuff and something, and they just played 2 songs of Nightwish on the whole evening on the Nightwish release party of Dark Passion Play, and that was Amaranth and Cadence of Her Last Breath, and that was exactly, it was Amaranth, Cadence of Her Last Breath,
And the story.
end of the story, and it was a bit disappointing, and that was the first and the last time I was ever on an album release party because it was just sucked.
So the moral of this story is: don't go to an album release party, kids.
But the album release party of our very first demo was, I think, better than this
because
Abody's party.
we were partying hard.
It was just like the Phil Collins evening.
Yes.
But we won't talk about that. We
No.
talk about Cadence Over Last Breath.
Yeah.
A great song for me. I don't like the chorus. He's absolutely right. But the
I
rest...
do like the
Yeah.
chorus, even though, think about that, prepare to get your minds blown. Have to do that
alles
again.
nur ein Traum.
So, this chorus could have been on the first Evanescence record.
Yeah.
If you think about it,
Yeah.
listen to it again.
And I think the whole world loved the first Evanescence album.
Yeah, everybody bought it
I
back
think
in the
that
day.
is one of the best.
So, I think it was a clever move. Especially given the fact that he didn't know
Yeah.
which singer was going to join the band. That was a clever move. I mean, a dick move,
Yeah,
but a clever move. Because, it just works that way.
absolutely.
So that's why this chorus works for me especially. Because I'm like, yeah, you clever bastard. It's just like that. That's probably the reason why I like that chorus a lot. But however, the best part
It's the middle part.
is the middle section. It's just
Absolutely, because that is great songwriting.
yeah, it's a clever way to get out of the chorus with this great guitar riff that is softly
Yeah.
joining the chorus and building out of it into this great middle section. And it's just
It's just perfect because it has this combination of these classical ampu riffs, and it is not so long. And then he moved into the guitar solo, and it's a clever way out of the guitar solo and back to the intro into the new chorus or the last chorus.
Yeah.
That is clever songwriting, definitely.
It is clever
and
songwriting.
it works absolutely perfect.
again, clever bastard.
Absolutely.
That's the song.
Absolutely.
It should be called Clever Bastard.
For me, it's just like the chorus is not working, but that's of course a thing of taste because I don't like.
But again,
that-
clever songwriting, like using something that could have been on an Evanescence record.
Absolutely.
That already
Because
got
that
the
is-
stamp of approval for a good rock/metal record.
Because that is
So
what they
it
have
is-
done.
Yeah, exactly. So it's clever songwriting. So
Yeah, so they played also on the first part of the Dark Passion Play tour live. Never again after this, and I haven't understood because that song works also live because especially
I can
on this
imagine that.
middle part. I think that was track number 2 on the setlist. I'm not sure if just tell me. So many years ago, but it was cool to hear that song live. Because especially of this part, it was great. So it's an underrated song. So as I said, I don't like the chorus so much because of that long notes in the vocals. I'm just not a fan of it. It's just a thing of taste. It has nothing to do with that it's bad or something.
Again,
Everybody-
opinions are like assholes.
Yeah, but
Speaking of assholes, I'm gonna be an asshole with the next track.
yeah, Master Passion.
Master Passion Creed fucking sucks. There you have it. I said it. This is one of the reasons why this will never be my favorite Nightwish record by far.
That's for me a bit too hard, and also for you.
Yes,
Um,
it has its good bits. In
I
it.
think that that is the first Nightwish track ever that Marco was the main singer of a song.
Yeah, but it's just trying to be Slaying the Dreamer Part 2.
Yeah, that's the main problem of the whole
Yeah,
song.
that's what gets
Yeah.
me annoyed in the first place, and there's a lot of other issues with it.
Yeah, so
It's so pseudo-angry. It's not really
Yeah.
angry, it's pseudo-angry.
yeah, it was just like Thomas trying to do the hardest Nightwish song ever or the heaviest Nightwish song ever, but it isn't because even there are Nightwish ballads are from the feeling heavier as this one.
Yeah.
And that's the problem of the song. And so the great thing about this album started in the second half of the second chorus when this guitar riff kicked in
Yeah.
as an arrangement in the first place.
Yeah.
And then it changed in the melody part.
Yeah, but
and that is
it's just a fucking shame that it's such a little tiny idea that they capsuled in this track. Instead of making this the big fucking thing.
They should start with that riff. If they start with this riff, it was just like bam.
But we'll get to starting with a cool riff and changing the song entirely later. The song just doesn't do it for me. I can understand why people would like this track, like especially if you started out with this record. If that was your first Nightwish record, so you didn't know Slaying the Dreamer first. So yes, of course, it would have worked. I believe that you would have been let down by Slaying the Dreamer then. Like if you heard that second. But again, since I knew Slaying the Dreamer prior to this record, it was like that.
But the middle part is great.
It is great.
It is great. It's just like,
but it's just not enough to save this song.
When I listen to the album, and I haven't listened to this album all the way through, we just listened before the recordings here, as always. But just for me, that I listened to the album is a few years ago, I have to admit. It's not like I skipping this song, but I just waiting for the middle part, and then I recognize, okay, I like this part, and then I can go through the last 2 minutes also. So I haven't to skip it, but it's just like really the middle part. I also haven't done a reaction video for this song because it would be hard for me to explain what I really like because it's only the middle part. And just Marcus' vocals in a whole Nightwish song didn't work. It is just like
annoying.
So it's, I think, the only Nightwish song that he just sang the whole song.
No, there is another one on this record.
In Ireland or so, and I joined his vocals. So it's just like, but that is really his own vocal song. We have to wait until the new album because I just noticed a few comments about the new Nightwish record that not only Troy has his own song.
Well, but Marco deserves to have one, you know? He's a good singer.
You just have to have the right song, and that is not his perfect song.
It's again, when he goes into this overacting mode, it's you know, it's just not my cup of tea. It's not like he sings it poorly or anything. No, he hits the notes and everything, all that good jazz. He sings it, you know, well. But it just doesn't do it for me.
I just like his more calmer voice. It's just more fitting for me. I like Indie Islander, but we will come back.
Or when he turns into heavy mode, you know, let it be a heavy song, and I don't mean heavy in a sense of
fast.
No, I mean fast. Actually, I do mean fast. Like those upbeat, cheery heavy metal songs, not the depressing ones like mid-tempo just pushing you down and punching you while you're on the ground already. It's like those upbeat, good mood tracks. Like for example, like name a tarot song. Just name it. Like
Fire of Gods is a great number, or Angel of Pain or something.
Yeah, Angel of Pain, for example, or Back in the Fire.
Yeah, Back in the Fire.
Or Love's Not Made for My Kind. Like songs like that will always work with his voice because it just works, but with this song it clearly does not.
But so we turn off to Eva.
Which is surprisingly another one of my favorite tracks on this record.
Yeah, that is really surprising. That was also the first introduction to the whole world to Annette's voice. It was the first digital release, I think. That was in 2007, so that was not the days of digital releases.
And I skipped it entirely because I'm still not to this day into downloading songs. I like to buy physical media.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. But so I haven't heard this song because I haven't the chance to download it because I still had a modem. So you know what I'm talking about.
Those shitty ones.
You know, I think. If I started to download this 1 week before the album came out,
it would have been downloaded by now.
Maybe 3 weeks later, maybe I had the song. So, but I know this was the very first appearance of Annette's voice, and I think it was a clever move to give her a ballad for the first.
Not necessarily a ballad, but you know, a song that just fit her voice.
Yeah,
because this song perfectly fits her voice, and it's a beautiful, beautiful song. Like it's probably the most beautiful song on this track list.
Definitely, absolutely. And also it was one of the songs that every singer has to sing when they just want to be the new Nightwish singer. And I think that was one of the main reasons that she sang it this way, because
that's what got her the job. And
I'm absolutely sure.
After you told me this, I get it why she got the job.
Yeah.
Because with this song, come
fits.
on, it's just so stone cold, like perfect. Perfect. I've said it before, I'll say it again. You cannot do any better than perfect. And this song, the way she sang it, perfect.
Yeah. And we talked about that in the other album reviews, that the ballad is always a bit of a problem, also in the track
usually it
list.
is for me, but
in this one it works perfect, and I think it's the biggest compliment also for him.
Yeah,
because he likes the old records of Nightwish more, but I think he appreciates this ballad in this album a lot more than on the other albums.
Yeah. So to have the ballad be the standout, or one of the standouts on the album, is just a standard that, I'm sorry to say that, like, well, it's like, it's bitter on in my mouth, but she delivered more in this regard than Tarja ever did.
For ballads?
For this particular ballad, I don't think Tarja could have pulled it off or anything.
Yeah.
Like to have the vocal performance in the ballad be the standout thing for me, vocal-wise, is just, that usually ballads don't do the trick for me.
Yeah.
But this is just a standout song because it's just start to finish beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah. And especially the build-up, like when the song builds up towards the end, it's just, they didn't overdo it. There was no bombastic whatever the fuck. No, it's just the song got what it needed and deserved, and so the song in itself is just
impressive.
It's impressive and perfect from start to finish. I just like this song a lot.
Yeah.
I would even go as far as saying, I love it.
Yeah, that's great to hear, especially on this record.
Yeah, especially on this record.
Especially on this record.
But there's hardly anything else to say about it, because after all, it's just a ballad. No, it's good for what it is and all that good jazz, and it's well written. But there's just not as much to explore on this song than on others.
No, but it just works.
Yeah, perfectly fine.
Absolutely.
Speaking of things that do work and maybe don't at the same time, is the next song, Sahara. It's
difficult.
No.
After 1 minute.
Well, it's only, I think, 35 seconds.
Yeah.
But no, it's not. It's just a wasted opportunity. Because this intro is probably the best bit of the entire album.
Yeah.
Because it's all that Nightwish ever was and ever will be and ever should be, in a nutshell. Yeah. Like, this intro is just plain perfect to the max. Like, if you could crank the perfect knob on your stereo, this hey, that would be cool. It's like, oh, this song is shitty, crank up the perfect. So
yeah, that's true.
But they did it with this track, like with the opening.
Absolutely.
And what follows is just a bit of a letdown in comparison.
It is a letdown.
In comparison.
Yeah.
If they had different intro to the track, you wouldn't notice it.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the big problem of the song.
Because the rest of the song is pretty good.
It started so upbeat.
Yeah.
And then it goes to this mid-tempo number, which is okay for a song like this. But the problem is that they never turn back. That's the problem.
Well, they bring back like
the melody and everything. Melody. Yeah, of course. But it was just like also you have this. I think it doesn't show the time, but I think it's around 7 minutes or something.
Yeah, which is a bit lengthy.
Yeah. And the song works, absolutely. Yeah. But it was just like, it would be cool to have this great opening back again, so that they just pulled the tempo a bit up in the end of the song or in the middle or whatever.
Yeah, but especially I don't like that stomp bass. It's just like, it's too bass heavy. Like, there's a handful of songs on this record that are too bass heavy, in my opinion. Yeah. Because you told like dozens of stories how much you love that bass sound.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
Ever so often, it's too much. I wouldn't go as far as saying that I don't like the sound of the bass or whatever, but it's just like in the mix, it's too present for my taste.
In this one, I have to agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they want to be so heavy. You have this mid-tempo number, and this is heavy enough. Just from the whole instrumentation.
Speaking of which,
you don't know
Master Passion Creed wanted to be heavy. This song is too heavy.
This is too heavy, and you don't need this heavy bass.
No.
So I absolutely understand what you're trying to say, because for me it's the same feeling. It is heavy.
Yeah.
Do this mid.
But again, when the
song
guitar
is great.
solo comes and all that.
Also, the chorus melody and everything, it works absolutely.
Perfect.
And all, so
the only thing that is diminishing this good song, not perfect but good song.
Yeah.
But it's getting diminished by the intro.
Yeah.
Like, how is that even possible? Come on, it's such a fuck. If you could just play that intro on a continuous loop because it's a separate track, I would do that.
Yeah.
It's such a great intro. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's a waste.
It's a waste.
It's
and
that's a problem because it's a great main riff.
Yeah, it's a downer.
And
by the way, I get a strong Oceanborn feeling out of that.
Yeah, it's just great, and they just haven't used it the perfect way. They just have to, because for me the real problem is not the mid-tempo track, but that they never come back to the intro.
Yeah.
That was the problem. They played the intro melody, of course.
If they only did it like for the ending of the track, just bring it back for the end.
Yeah,
and,
it would be great.
Leave you on a high note.
Yeah.
It's like
it would be just like a structure like Moondance.
Yeah,
just like we have this up intro, and then you slow down for 2 minutes, and last 30 seconds you go back.
Yeah.
It works because you have a great memory about the song, because it was just like, and I think that was a bit of a mistake from the songwriting standpoint.
It was a huge mistake.
Yeah, because
opinion. It's a wasted opportunity.
Because this song has everything it needs. It has a great intro, great melodies, great verses, great chorus. So there's everything in it. It was just not structured right for me.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the problem.
I agree.
So still a great song. I haven't done a reaction video for that because it's blocked for any reason. I don't know. That's one of the only tracks on Nightwish you can do.
Probably because they don't want to hear the same story over again. Why did you use the intro again later in the song?
Yeah, that maybe is a problem. I don't know. So that's the reason why I haven't ever done a reaction video. I know there were a lot of requests from you guys, so sorry, but
He just can't.
Yeah, I just can't. That's the problem. But now to a song we really disagree. We really disagree. We mostly agree on a lot of songs, which is also very surprising. But
again, it's been how many years? Come on.
Yeah, but we're talking about whoever brings the night. This is really a song we really disagree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm also a bit surprised that we so disagree, because we have really the same idea how songwriting goes. We have different opinions, but we have also the bigger point of view, the
bigger picture in mind.
Bigger picture. But in this one, we really disagree.
Yeah, because this song just flat out annoys me.
And that's the reason, because I like it, I love it, and that is the reason we disagree, and that is really surprising.
But just the melody line of the vocals, like the vocal line, is just annoying from start to finish. I can't help it. I can point my finger to an exact thing in the singing melody, whatever. I just can't. But you know, it's given me the wrong type of goosebumps.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's just it's making me I don't know, aggressive, if you will. It's like just no, I get repulsed by it, if you will.
Yeah.
Like that is a strong word, but it's just no, I can't stand that vocal line. It's just
so I absolutely.
It's like a bread that is standing there. It feels like.
I absolutely understand his feelings. Not about this song, but I had these feelings with other songs. So I absolutely understand this feeling, because I have this with a lot of songs that I'm absolutely annoyed about, some kind that nobody understands.
Yeah.
For me, I like the song, and I taught that also in other videos. that they played it live also on the first part of the Dark Passion Play tour, and I like this especially the live number.
I think this song is even worse than Master Passion Creed. Just throwing that in there.
Yeah, that's so interesting because I've never thought that you don't like this song so much. It's really a surprise, but that is the cool thing that we just have to talk about this, because we agreed in a lot of things also in the ranking of all the Nightwish album, which is really a surprise that we agree with this. But this song for me was also every time one of the big highlights of the album. I know he was rolling his eyes when he just heard it, but that's just okay because there are different opinions. Because for me it has this other feelings. I love the beginning with the choir in the back and the guitar riff, and
all that is okay.
Yeah, but we just don't agree with that.
No.
Shall
we just leave it at that?
Yeah, I think so, because it
otherwise
is
we would get in a fight. Like in front of the camera. Just
not this time.
Not this time.
We have done that after every video, but after recording. So I think we just keep that.
We just punch your head. And another thing we disagree on is the next track. For the Heart I Once Had is the fucking best track on this record. Period. In my opinion.
And I think you are the only person on the planet who thinks this. But if you are also agree with him, that would be so interesting.
He just told me nobody ever said that.
Yeah.
Like nobody he met so far.
Yeah, and also I am in a Facebook group like someone with Nightwish, and there are thousands of people. I think over 20,000 people are in this group, and they were just posting every Nightwish track every day, and this was never on it.
Well,
and it was just like, this is a totally forgotten song of Nightwish. They've never played it live. Nobody talks about this. So this is
I
curious.
cannot understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter who ranks this song how high in their personal opinion, but I guarantee you it's underrated. Like, period. Even if you agree with me and say this is the best track on this record, the song is still underrated. Because this song is just so good, it deserves to be on another album. And especially the chorus, I get a feeling of Century Child even. Because this song is just oozing heartache. It's just oozing heartache. It's just so desperate, and it's, you know, it's just longing, and I don't know, I don't even know what to call it, man. It's just, this song is so rich. And me getting so passionate about a song of this record, come on, that's got to mean something.
That was also very surprising when we talked about that a bit before the recording, because that was the first time he ever listened really to this album. So that was...
I've never heard this song like prior to lending or borrowing this record.
This song was for me not so special, and I was really surprised when he just told me his thoughts about that. Because for me it was just like a random song on the album. It was really like that. And maybe that is the reason that he haven't listened to this album since we met.
Yeah.
Because before, if he told me that story, maybe I would see this song with different eyes. Maybe, I don't know. Because this is the first time I have ever heard such kind of opinion, because never talks about this song.
Yeah.
That is really a true story.
It's a fucking shame. It's great from start to finish.
Yeah.
Like everything, every little detail. The horrible thing is, I would love to give you more details on what I love in particular.
Yeah.
But however, I'm not too familiar with this album as now, because I have not listened to it for years and years and years. I don't know it in and out.
Yeah.
So I can't point my finger to it, but I just know that I have a hard time remembering some of the titles of this track list.
Yeah.
But that one I know, because I just remember it to be the fucking best bit. Like, it's just feeling-wise, this song deserves to be on a different Nightwish record, because it's just another level.
Yeah.
Like, if you probably didn't think of much of this song because it's just some random Nightwish song. If it was on a different Nightwish record, let's say for example the Once album. Singer aside, we don't talk singers here, but just the song you would have lost your shit.
Yeah, maybe.
You would have lost your shit because the song
that's a
is
good
really
point.
that good.
Yeah,
the
that's
song
a
is
good
just
point.
that good.
Maybe it is absolutely wrong place on this album.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the reason. But
And again, vocal wise, great job, like phenomenal job. It's just in every department, this song is just like guitars, bass, drums, vocals, keyboards, orchestra, choir, everything. It's just there is not one single thing that I would like to change on this song.
yeah. So
There's one thing, like small little section that I always hear a singing melody off of the Imaginarium album.
yeah.
But however, Imaginarium came out later.
Yeah.
So the only reason why I'm reminded of Imaginarium is because I listened to that album first.
Yeah.
But I can't blame this song for it.
No.
So start to finish.
It would be really
plus.
interesting to hear your thoughts about this song because nobody talks about this song. So that would be even more interesting. So please tell me your thoughts because I haven't mentioned this song. Also, I haven't done a reaction video for this song. Never talked about this either. So I'm the one to blame here. And yeah, but it's interesting. Just tell me your thoughts. Really interesting stuff because I never thought about this song. Even he told me his story, and that's a shame that you never listened to this album before. Because,
And especially since I played this album very quietly and softly while working or whatever, so it was just playing in the background. But every time this song came up, it was like, oh fuck yeah, that's that track.
Yeah.
And
That's a great experience.
yeah, I mean, come on, it's just
Yeah.
the opening riff just sets the mood, and now that I'm talking about it, the song comes back to my mind with ease, and especially that chorus. Come on, it's just so big. It's so. It's just I don't know what to say, man. It's just this is something that I really regret missing out on back in the day because this song I would have loved listening to for over a decade by now. That's really something that I missed out on. If nothing else off of this record, this song I've been missing out on.
So you're the one to blame.
I am, and I'm sorry for the members of Nightwish that are not watching this anyways. But I'm sorry.
I think you're the guy who were talking the most about this song ever on the internet.
Well, maybe.
I'm absolutely
So we
sure.
should stop at this point. Then.
We come to the third Nightwish single of this album, The Islander. So that is a number I like. I was surprised hearing it the first time because it was the first time they played this acoustic guitar with Marco's vocals on a Nightwish track.
Yeah, but hey, in this track, his voice works perfectly fine.
Absolutely. So we really agree about that. When Marco sings a bit calmer, it's just easier to listen.
Again, it's not about singing calm or softly. That's not the point. But he just, didn't force the vocals out of his throat, if you will. It's just it feels natural. It's more natural than some of the other singing bits he has in Nightwish. And it's just it's a nice little song.
Yeah, the story I know is that this was usually a tarot song. Just from the riff, that was the idea from Marco that this has to be a tarot song. And he just played it to Thomas and he was just like, no, we have to keep this as a Nightwish song. Because he just loved that riff from the very first listening.
And it is beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, from what you have told me, this is like one of the most talked about songs.
Yeah, because they played it live a lot.
Well, I can get it playing it live.
Yeah,
okay.
it works absolutely because the crowd is singing along
Yeah.
and it works. It's beautiful, and they have
I
this,
believe that.
this not the lightness anymore, but just like the cell
Well,
phones.
by the way, bring back the fucking
yeah,
lighters.
fuck off.
Leave your cell phones at home.
Yeah,
Watch a concert with your own fucking eyes. You don't have, there's at least, I don't know how many people standing right next to you that are taping this entire concert. You don't have to do it
shitty
yourself.
sound quality.
Yeah, you don't have to do that too. Just experience it and bring back the fucking lighter because it looks way more beautiful than a stupid cell phone.
Yeah,
light.
just
But
start.
to say that.
Start smoking, and you have a lightner with you. Yeah, it's just that. It's just like also a German thing. I
Dude,
think.
before I even know that is just a straight up lie. Before I went to my first concert, I've been a smoker for years. But even if I wasn't a smoker, or hadn't been a smoker, I would have brought a lighter to it.
But I think that is really a thing also in Germany, because I think there is no country there are so many smokers as in Germany.
Probably, yeah.
And because I think we are the only person to have these automaten.
Vending machines.
It's really that word? Wow, that sounds so awful. That's the reason why nobody else has this.
Or just vendors.
Yeah, because in Germany it's like everybody smokes.
No, hardly anyone smokes anymore.
Anymore, but back in the days when lighters are used at the concert.
Yeah, but again, even if you didn't smoke, you brought a lighter to a concert because you knew
great.
that there was some certain song that you were going to use it.
So you all know maybe my concert reviews, and I also have this photo material, video material, and in 90% of the things I leave it to my friends who recording and take photos, and I just use it for my concert reviews. I always told the names because I just want to watch the concert. If I'm alone, I will take a few pictures, took a few videos, and you will notice on the concert review of mine when I was the photographer.
There's a fucking thousand displays.
There were just like 4 photos and 1 video of a band. It's just like because I want to listen to and see the concert, and it's just like the cure thing when you watch the Decades tour with his opening.
Oh, he showed me that.
Yeah,
that got me furious, man.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, Nightwish intro pops out, and they even tell you to turn those fucking cell phones down.
Yeah,
it's like just shut them off.
And everybody's filming
and everybody's taping it.
Yeah.
It's like, fucking hell, are you retarded?
Yeah.
Come on, don't be retarded.
Yeah, it's awful to watch because I was just like laughing because I had this experience.
Watch any, and I literally mean any concert from the 80s.
Yeah, you don't have to go back to the 80s. You have to in the first 2000s.
Yeah,
you don't have the cell phones.
Like there was the first couple front rows, of course. But, I mean, the entire crowd was just losing their shit, partying, dancing, screaming, singing along, throwing their bras up on stage, which should be still a thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was just one big mass of people just acting as one being, basically. And nowadays, everybody's secluding themselves from each other because it's like, oh no, there's a hand on my display, I can't see the guitar solo, whatever. And they just block their sights with their stupid cell phones instead of being just one big fucking crowd enjoying the living hell out of a concert, which should be the thing.
Yeah, and I don't know which musician it was, but done a great comment about that. And it was just like, okay, when you're just playing on stage, and see the most cell phones on him while recording, the band knows that's the favorite song of the audience. And not that the audience celebrate the biggest song, like just I'm waiting for that song to go crazy. It's just like, oh my favorite song's coming on. And I was just like on the Murath concert last week, and I was just like, I know my favorite songs, but I filmed the songs I didn't know. It was, you can watch it on my concert review. It was just like, yeah, that are the songs. Okay, I have to record a bit for my concert review. That's cool.
Yeah.
Took a few pictures, but the songs I really wanted to listen.
Yeah, but you have,
I was just
you
like,
have a reason to do it, though. You have a reason to tape a concert.
Yeah.
I mean, and what I don't get is there's 6 folks in a row. And it's like they're there together.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They go on this concert together, and all 6 of them are taping it.
Yeah.
It's like, and especially all the same songs. Like, oh no, this song I don't have to record. Oh, me neither. And
yeah, that's the problem.
No, it's
that's wrong.
horrible. But
back to
anyways,
the Islander.
The Islander, it's a nice little song.
Yeah, so
it's not too special. I mean, it is special for what it is,
Yeah.
and I really like the vocal lines. It's just
and I also like
it's extraordinary for Nightwish.
at this time, definitely.
No, it's extraordinary
Yeah.
for Nightwish. There hasn't been a similar song after that either.
That's true. Yeah.
So, but you know, it's just a nice little song, and that's all it is.
Yeah, so I like also not appearing in the middle of the song. I like it. For
It
me,
wouldn't
it's
have
not-
been necessary for me.
Yeah, but for me it was really necessary because it was just like have this special feeling. Maybe you understand me, because it just fits. So also I think the video, that's
I
also
don't
a
know the
music video. I think that was the idea where Imaginarium came along. It was the first video with the director of Imaginarium.
Ah, wait, wasn't that around the bonfire?
Yeah.
I
And
think
also
I think I've
first-
seen it once.
Yeah, the first video also Troy appeared the first time in a Nightwish video. Also,
Oh yeah, you showed me that.
yeah,
Where
without his
Yeah.
beard and with short hair.
I shed enough on him.
Yeah.
We'll spare that.
But I think that was the thing where Imaginarium idea came along, because you see in the video a lot of elements that are in Imaginarium, and because I think Thomas just connected with the director, and I think they are friends, but they have a connection because they just have the same feeling at the same time for a bigger picture of the new album, and it was just like, okay, with him I can do that vision, and I think that vision, and that is a big reason that I think Imaginarium
came along.
came along. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I'm wrong. I don't
Anyways,
know,
hey,
but-
if that's the only thing the album was good for, hey, fucking great.
Absolutely.
And again, it's a good song. I don't wanna diminish that song or anything.
Absolutely, because
a good song.
it works absolutely.
However, what is not a good song, and I'll leave
Yeah.
that completely up to him because I'm the angry guest for
Angry
now.
guest.
He's the angry host.
I'm-
Speaking, of course, about
Last of the Wilds. So that is a reason I've never done a reaction video for that, because
say it out loud. It's
That-
therapy.
that was really a pain in the ass.
Still
Still.
subtle.
I can remember hearing it the first time. It was really a shocking moment because that was the first time that Nightwish uses this. I don't want to say a folky style because they used it also on the previous albums, but in that way, also with the really flutes, pipes, everything. Troy came really along. And I don't just get the instrumental version. I'm not the biggest fan of the whole melodies. I think for an instrumental it's way too long, with nearly 6 minutes, and I just don't get the song. And they played it live.
Funnily enough, I don't have much of a problem with this song.
Yeah, that's a funny thing about it, because
Third time we disagree, by the way.
but that's cool because they played it a lot live at this time, because that was also the first time they have Troy on tour. That's the funny thing. Troy is on tour with Nightwish since 2007, so he is really a long band time member, not officially, but he's touring along with the band. And it was just like, I saw them also at this time on festivals, and they have a running time from 50 to 60 minutes. And I was just like, and they
wasted for a track like that.
wasted, yeah. It was just,
I get
also-
you. I mean, it's for damn sure not my favorite Nightwish track or anything by far.
If yes, that was more.
No, it's just a folky track. It could be on a Corpiclani record with ease.
Yeah.
Corpilani. So no, it's a it's all right. I know why people like it, and I know why the band likes it.
I don't know.
Or I understand it.
I don't
Sorry,
think
I don't
that the
know it. I
people like
understand
it.
it. Well, I do think so. Everybody wants a little folk every now and then,
But they
and
have so
especially
many.
the little short bit in front of the, let's call it chorus, in lack of better words, or main melody. There's a little section prior to that, and that I really like about the song, like this little section. But that's basically it. The rest is just nah.
You don't
I mean, I
need
can
it.
listen to it.
Yeah, but you do not need it.
No, the song is
Yeah.
unnecessary, like really unnecessary.
Yeah.
But again, I don't have problems with the flute sounds or whatever what Troy was playing at the
Now it
time.
was just like,
But it's a little bit unnecessary. But it was to, let's say, show off what they're capable of. I mean, this album is basically to show off what they're capable of.
yeah, I can remember running an interview with Thomas before the album came out.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know about the album. He was a bit influenced by some Irish folky stuff, and I listened to some. Yeah, he was inspired a little.
Just a little.
Just a little.
Just a
Just
little.
a little.
Just a little bit.
I was just like,
Just a little bit. A little respect. Just a
Yeah.
little bit. Right.
Yeah, so for me, really the weakest track, I'm not sure it's really the weakest track ever done, but no, it's not, because that is on another album. What we will talk about that a bit later on our album reviews, because there is for me one.
Because it's noise.
No, I think that is also
okay.
weaker than noise.
Okay, all right.
That is weaker than noise.
All right. Anyways, I just wanted to fuck with all of
Yeah, but that is weaker than noise.
Yeah.
For me, that is really. I never got into this, and this is the most skippable song for me on every Nightwish album. I skip it every time. I don't want to listen to it. I don't get into the melodies. It's nothing against the folk melodies, because I have it also in I Want My Tears Back, and I love it. So that's
we'll talk about that
in the next week video. But you get the idea. I just don't like the melodies and how it's built up. It's just not my song, and it. Yeah, but everybody has its different opinions, so it doesn't matter, because I have the chance to skip it. I just like.
No, I said you're so angry.
I'm so angry about this song. Yeah, so we turn up to a song I like.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
You're not so bad about this song. We talked about that a few hours ago, and I just
Oh, it was a long video.
7 Days to the Wolves.
It's cool.
It's a cool song.
It's a cool song.
It's a cool song.
But
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So funny that in the second part of the Dark Passion Play tour, that was the first track on the
tour.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I was so surprised. I was in Karlsruhe at this time, and they just started with 7 Days to the Wolves, and that was the surprising opening track ever from Nightwish concert.
Well. That's
I
a good
haven't
thing,
seen
isn't
that
it?
coming. I haven't
That's a
seen
good
that
thing,
coming.
isn't it?
Yeah, that was cool. I was just like, okay, that is strange.
That is strange.
Yeah, but it worked in some kind of way, because everybody was just like, huh? So, yeah, but it works. So I like the song.
Yeah. It's decent.
It has great moments. I like the rhythm section in the first verses, or in the verses overall, because that is always also something a bit new that they.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and that is cool. It has something different, and it's just a cool rhythm.
Yeah, but again, it feels like one of those pieced together songs. Like there's cool bits and pieces like scattered throughout the song, but it for some reason doesn't work as a whole for me too much. I mean, well enough. It works better than, let's say, The Poet and the Pendulum.
Yeah.
That for damn sure. Especially since it's not that fucking long. And no, it works decent enough, but you know, it's a good song. I can't argue that, but it's just not my favorite.
Yeah, so also the chorus works pretty well. I like the chorus. Also, Marco's lyrics are good.
Yeah.
And I like his vocals on that. So the song works. Also, the middle part is cool. Also, with this violin stuff in this very short passage.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah.
It's really cool. And also this big ending when it gets bigger and bigger, and the song
the breaks.
Yeah,
He loves the breaks.
yeah. So the
I love
song
the first
works.
one. The second one is
Yeah, but the song works absolutely, and it's one of my favorites on this album.
all right.
Yeah, it is, because it's just a song I can listen to and just
Over
like
and over
it.
and over and over again. Continuous loop. Can you do that?
No, but
See?
with no song.
Well, I can do that with For the Heart I Once Had.
I will test that. I will lock you down in some
Try me.
cell and
Try me.
24/7 this song.
24/7. No, 24. All right.
No, 24/7. And then we
Well,
talk
I couldn't do that
again.
with any song.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what
But
I'm talking
speaking
about.
continuous loop, I'm talking a couple hours.
I think that would be the perfect torture if you just.
Hey, what's your favorite song? Ah! It's like,
I think that would be the
Yeah.
perfect torture.
yeah, man.
So, no, we don't do that. That's coming on Saw number 27. in 28 years. So, but yeah, 7 Days to the Wolf, cool track. It works absolutely.
It
Nothing
does,
bad to say
kind
about
of.
that.
No, it's a good song.
Yeah.
I don't want to shit on this song.
No.
I like the song. It's just not one of my favorites.
Yeah, but for me it works.
But however, in my opinion, it would have worked as a closing track to this album.
That is a difficult question. I'm not
I said
sure.
it would have worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had this argument earlier off camera, but I think the mood it sets in the end is just you could have left it at that.
Yeah.
However, they didn't leave it at that. They brought Meadows of Heaven.
Yeah, which is for me a good ending track.
It's not.
For me, it is.
It's not. Even you agreed that the that the verses are a little bit too long for the track. If the song was a little shorter, I mean, the ending of the track is freakishly amazing.
And that is the ending
Of the album,
Yeah.
yes. But however, by that time you're like, oh yeah, get it over with already. And and especially since they could have upped it a notch when it comes to big sounding orchestra
Yeah.
in the end of the song. It's like they just wasted too much headroom with the dynamics of the track that they could have used in the end. It's like the build-up should have been way stronger.
Yeah,
And the verses are just a tiny bit too long to make this song great. It's a good song,
But
a
I
tiny bit too long.
absolutely understand why this is the last track. Because it has this big ending, and I absolutely love it. And I also love the beginning, and I like the verses a lot, and they fit very.
It's not bad or anything.
And it fits to a nice vocal performance.
By the way, she's doing a fucking great job at the end of the song.
It's amazing. That is definitely one of the greatest things.
It's her second best vocal performance
I think.
on this record.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, like for the heart I once had, nine German for
No, 8 in Finnish.
for the heart I once had. Oh yeah, it was the correct time. Is not the best vocal performance on this record, even though I like this song the most. But I think the best vocal performance was on Eva.
Yeah.
So, and this is the second best vocal performance on this record.
The song, it has this ending feeling for me. It is a bit strange. It is not the perfect.
No, I get it. I get it.
It's not the perfect ending.
That's my point.
Yeah, it's not just like Beauty of the Beast.
Nothing is like beautiful. Beauty of the Beast.
So like you're just feeling from the first second it's the ending.
Yeah.
That is what I mean. It is a good ending track,
Yeah.
but it hasn't this
Again,
pure feeling.
They could have upped it a bit.
Yeah.
And it's just, this song is a little lacking. I don't know what it is lacking exactly, but something is missing. Like, at least like, just make it bigger in the end, or shorten the verses, or both, or maybe something entirely different that I can't even come up with. But something is ever so slightly off, which is like, no, this is not the perfect ending. Especially since once the song is over, and again I had this album on a continuous loop because I had to get somewhat familiar with this record for this review. Every time that song was over and the Poet and the Pendulum started over again, I was like, huh, what? The first track again?
But I had a question. I have a question for you because we have done the Once review last week, and Once has a difficult ending on the album. So, which is the better ending? Is it Higher Than Hope or Medals of Heaven? Because for me, it's Medals of Heaven is a better ending for an album than Higher Than Hope.
Well, I do like Higher Than Hope more, especially since in my mind,
just as an
it's
ending
a little
song,
more.
not as a song as it.
Yeah, I'm
Because I think Medals of Heaven, just from the scenery, because it gets more like upbeat in the end.
Yeah,
just with a whole
well with this
choir.
with this song, you don't have a problem just listening to the album over again.
Yeah.
Like it does not finish you off.
Yeah.
So in that regard, it might work better as an ending track.
Yeah.
And I'll give you that one. However, Oh, this is broad statement here. Spoiler? No, not spoiler. How do I put that? This is a big thing coming up. I might even go as far after revisiting this album that as a whole, this album might be structured better than once. That does not mean that I like it more. Personally, especially since I have nostalgia and all that thing, I like once more still. But this album has ups and downs, and the downs are really downers. It's like, I don't have that with once.
Yeah.
But it's a difficult thing to point my finger to which album is structured.
Yeah,
better or worse.
It's really difficult.
But
absolutely.
In general, this album addressed some of the issues that once had, but had entirely different issues itself.
Yeah.
So it's
absolutely true, because this is really two different eras, definitely.
Yeah, true.
And you can compare these two albums. It was just like, for me...
No, you can't compare.
The question was more like the ending number. It was just like interesting how you feel. Just feel, not really compare these songs.
Well,
but just the
if you want to have a definitive ending, High on the Hope is a definitive ending. It ends.
Yeah, okay, you're right. But that is not what we really need.
Yeah, that's not what you really need. So, in that regard, this song makes it easier to listen to the album over.
That was the question, actually.
Yeah.
Well, it was just interesting. So, in the end of this video, we have to do our ranking from best. I don't want to say to worst, but
best to least best.
Yeah, best to least best.
However, I would even try to. Since I came back to this record, you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
But since I came back to this record after this long of a time, just to actually try and give it a ranking from 1 to 10.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Because again, now I have listened to it with fresh ears, if you will, and like back in the day, I gave it a plain 0.
Yeah, but
on a scale from 1 to 10.
Yeah, but that was no objective.
Exactly, and. You probably gave it a 10 out of 10 back in the day because you were just so stoked about the new Nightwish album.
I would give it a 9 out of 10 at this time.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah, but given all the ups and downs, and probably people are going to hate me for that because it's not up to a 9 or an 8 even, but I probably could give it a 6.5 by now. Probably, rather a 6.
Okay.
No, 6.5. 6.5 is fair enough.
Yeah.
A 6.5, which is like from below the scale to 6.5 within a couple of listenings.
Because nowadays
is a lot.
Yeah. Nowadays I would give it something like a 7. For me. So we are not
that far apart.
Not so far apart. So I think that makes it really easy for our rating from right now.
Okay.
I think the first place we talked about that is Century
Child. Forever and always will be.
Yeah. So spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. So are we kidding?
Yeah. And the second is Wishmaster.
Wishmaster, of course.
On the third place we have two different albums. No, but we will come to that next week.
Oh, fuck, yeah. We'll get to that next.
Alert.
Spoiler alerts, you never heard that. We can just beep it out. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Beep it out.
Yeah, I will do that.
Uh-huh.
So I will just leave that. So there is a cut. On the third place, 2 albums in a row.
Wishmaster and...
You are okay. I think
Wishmaster we had already. Fuck, I just completely lost it. Fuck, where am I at? It's Angels Fall First and Oceanborn. I wanted to say Angels Fall First, but I said Wishmaster.
Okay, I think I have to skip a lot of things on. I think that's the first thing.
Oceanborn.
That's the first ever.
We've been talking for 23 hours now. So
So
You don't have to cut it.
and now I have to thinking on place 4 we have the Once album.
Exactly.
And now you can imagine that our current number 6 is Dark Passion Blade. Not that it's a bad album, but it is just like the other are better.
Yeah.
It's just simple as that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So of course, tell us our thoughts, your thoughts, not
Tell
ours.
us our thoughts. Recite us, please.
Yeah, really. Just
We've been talking for way too long. Come on, we got some comments that we're talking for way too long and we're stealing your time.
Yeah.
Hey, we're not only stealing your time, we're stealing our time as well.
Yeah.
So we get a little...
so if you walked in the Nightwish family group on Facebook, you're always welcome. But the next time, please tell us your comments in my YouTube video. That would be cooler.
Too awesome.
Yeah, because
I would have bet that you would say too awesome.
yeah, it's too awesome.
Would be too awesome.
Yeah, because I appreciate every comment on every platform on social media, of course, and it's cool. But
the ones on the Facebook I don't read.
yeah, that's the problem, and it's cooler because it's on my channel and not on the Facebook page. Huh? But
Anyway, guys, come on. By now you know that. Leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, tell all of your friends and share this video.
Yeah.
Especially, like, show it to your friends who videotape concerts. That's what this is supposed to mean. It's like...
is that like I have the coronavirus?
Stop it.
No.
We don't have that. So, all that good is, we don't have to tell you that. You know that already.
Yeah.
So, with that said,
I'm the Stormchild.
I'm Phil.
Hope you see us the next week.
It would be...
So awesome!
See you in the
Please
next time.
subscribe my channel and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.